When my mom first arrived in Mexico, she had a hard time adapting to the culture, but she also said that there were a few things that made it easier. One of the biggest problems was the language barrier. It was hard for her to understand what people were saying. Sandera had the same problem when she first arrived in America. She wasn't prepared, so she didn't know any English. Another hard thing my mom had to adapt to was how much say the women had there. Mexican women are not as independent as women who live in America. Men had a much stronger say, which was hard for my mom to get used to. Sandera actually had the opposite problem. In her Cambodian culture, women did not have as much say, and they could not look men in the eye, like women in Mexico. But to many people in America, it's disrespectful to not look someone in the eyes. Sandera had a hard time adapting to this, and she always found herself looking at the floor. Something that helped my mom adapt was the fact that the people there were so welcoming. They were very relaxed and respectful, which made my mom feel more comfortable. Sandera, on the other hand, didn't feel this welcomed. She had no friends, and she always noticed people staring at her in school because she looked different. In Mexico, the most common language that is spoken is Spanish, but many Mexicans also learn English. Mexicans eat foods that most Americans would expect them to. Salsa, guacamole, tortillas. On the streets, they have a marketplace with lots of different fruits and vegetables. During one of their holidays, Las Posadas, it's common to eat foods like tamales and to have warm drinks. Las Posadas takes place from the 16th to the 24th of December. Because of the hot weather, many women wear long skirts, and you'll also find them wearing sarongs, like in Cambodian culture. There are lots of mariachi bands in Mexico, and they'll be found wearing sombreros. Overall, Mexican clothes are very bright and colorful. A very popular sport played in Mexico is soccer, or in Mexico, it would be called football. They also like boxing, baseball, basketball, and many other sports. Kids' games are along the lines of hopscotch and marbles. Dancing is very common. One of their popular dances is called the Mexican hat dance, which involves a man and a woman. They also have many traditional Mayan dances. Mexicans are very family-oriented. Sunday is the day to spend with family. Nobody works and everyone stays home to be together. Their families are usually large and they all live together. It's important to them to stay together and help one another out. This culture is very traditional, so the father is the head of the family. All of this is definitely a similarity between Mexican and Cambodian culture. Sandera is expected to stay loyal to her family, and Cambodian families are also large. Another similarity is both parents are involved in raising their children. A difference between both of these cultures is their tempo of work. Sandera and her family worked all day in the fields, and it was important for Soka to work hard and get things done. On the other hand, in Mexican culture, people are much more laid back. They take their time with things and usually aren't in a rush. My mom told me that the Mexican people are very nice and welcoming. She said that in their culture, it's not odd to be really close to each other. She noticed that they don't value personal space as much as many Americans do. When it comes to dating, Mexicans usually go in big groups, so they're a little bit strict, like in Cambodian culture. But Cambodians are much more harsh about it. Sandera isn't allowed to date. Her culture has arranged marriages, unlike most Mexicans. Also, Soka wants Sandera to marry someone with a similar culture. That's usually not a priority for Mexicans. There are many parts in Mexico that are very beautiful. Their beaches are very nice, which is one reason why it's such a popular tourist attraction. My mom saw many famous pieces of architecture there, one of them being the Mayan ruins. A beautiful sight to see there is cenotes, a natural water cave. Mexico may have many gorgeous places in some parts of the country, but there are many poor places. There are a lot of people who struggle with money and have troubles finding things they need to support themselves with. It's important that we educate people about different cultures so that we can understand them. Also, so that we can respect people who come from other cultures and live a different lifestyle.